Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys are new here, my name is Michelle, aka Michi Makes Up, and welcome to my little world. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing something that I wasn't really planning on doing, but I got I guess you could say surprise package from Colourpop, because if you guys didn't know, Colourpop does sell their items in Ulta, and a lot of time they come out with a lot of Ulta exclusives, and they sent me the Valentine's Day collection that they launched on their website, the All That palette, which was the red palette, which I recently just did a look on that. So if you guys haven't watched that already, make sure you guys do check it out. I will link it down below for you guys. They also came out with another collection that was an Ulta exclusive, and it was like this purple, really pretty collection. I'll post a picture here for you guys, and I thought it was so stunning, and I was gonna get it. I just hadn't gone to the Ulta store yet to go like actually look at it and whatnot. So I was at least gonna get the eyeshadow palette. I wasn't really sure if I was gonna get the other things, but then I got a package on Monday from Colourpop, and I was like, what the heck is this? Like, they haven't launched anything new. But then I realized that they sent me their Ulta exclusive collection, and I was so excited to receive this because, again, I was not expecting them to send me this one too. So it is the You're a Cutie collection. This is what it looks like. So freaking cute. It kind of looks like the candy hearts almost in a way. They also came out with a Super Shock Cheek Duo, which is the ILYSM, I love you so much, pretty much is what that means. And then they also came out with a little lip trio, which I like to call their lip kit, which I think is so cute. And this is the XO lip trio. So this comes with a lippy stick, a lippy pencil, and primer. So I was really excited to get this collection. So this already is up on the Ulta website, and I think it's also available in stores too, if I'm not mistaken. So I decided it would be really cute to do like another Valentine's Day makeup look. I thought this was a cool collection because it's not your typical like reds and pinks. Instead, it's purple, which if you guys don't know, purple is my favorite color. So of course I was all for this. And the inside, when you open it up, these are the colors that you get inside. So they're gonna be more of your softer purples. Honestly, this palette reminds me a lot of the Norvina palette with Anastasia. I do have that palette, I just don't feel like grabbing it. But I feel like this looks very similar, like almost identical to the Norvina palette. In the sense of like the tones, because in her palette there was a lot of purples, there was some pinks, some beiges and whatnot. So I am really curious to see how this is going to perform on me, because that palette ended up being too ashy for my skin tone. So I couldn't get those beautiful looks that everyone else got. Like every time I made a look with it, I was like, man, I don't like how this is looking on me. And it was because it was just too ashy for my skin tone. This does not have any pressed glitters in it, and it does have a Super Shock shadow, which is the reason why this retails for $18. So anytime there's a Super Shock shadow or a pressed glitter, usually the palette's going to be $18. I know the palettes used to be $16, but lately all of the palettes have been $18, and it's because they've been incorporating those formulas in there. So that makes total sense, because it is a little more expensive to make that formula. But it is this shade here called Love Me. This is the Super Shock shadow that's in there. It's more of like an eyeshadow topper more than anything. You can't really see it that well on the back of my hand, but it just looks like really pretty soft pink glitters. And then it also came with a Super Shock Cheek Duo, and we have the shades called Prenup and Forget Me Not. That's so funny. So the Prenup is the Super Shock blush, and Forget Me Not is the highlighter. And then when you slide it out, it comes in this little duo right here. And this does retail for $14 for the both of them, which I think is a good price. I think each one individually is $8, so you're saving $2. My Super Shock highlighter actually came a little bit broken. I don't know if you can really tell in the packaging, but these are what the two colors look like. Again, you have that really pretty like purpley pink color. And I just love the formula of the Super Shocks so much, because it just feels so like creamy, still really soft and pigmented. That is the blush up there. I don't know if you can really see it. I feel like you can. This one right here. If you ever receive a Super Shock anything that comes broken, all you have to do is take a little napkin and it presses right back into each other. You can kind of see the little dents right there from the areas where it's not that well pressed in, but it's just so like bouncy and easy to press back together. You just want to make sure that you do put the lid on this really tight, because if not, it does dry out. But this is the highlighter and Forget Me Not. And I'm gonna swatch it right up here for you guys. It is super pigmented, super pretty. It has like that lavender like undertone, but it's like a really pretty soft pink highlighter. And then the last item in the collection was the little lip trio. So it came with a lip primer, a lipstick, and a lip liner. Hold on, I can't get the lip liner out. So it came with these three products right here. I really love the Colourpop lip primer. If you like using like matte lipsticks, but it tends to dry out your lips, I really highly recommend that you use the lip primer because it's going to smooth out the lips. It's going to allow the lipstick to adhere better onto the lips, and it's going to give you long wear. The trio is actually $10.35, which I think is a steal. And just so you know too, they also came out with a lippy balm and a scrub duo. I did not receive that, but they do have that in the collection too. So this is what the lip liner and the lipstick look like. The lip liner in the shade Shot Clock, and the lipstick is a matte X formula, which is one of my favorite formulas from their lippy pens or their lippy sticks. And this is in the shade Aftershock. So they do match, but they're not the same shade color name. So down here is the lip liner. It's a really pretty like pinky mauve color. And then the lipstick, it's definitely more on the pink side, but that's what it looks like right there. So I think it's really, really pretty. I like the matte X formula because it's going to give you that really matte look, but it's still going to feel creamy. It's not going to be super dry. So anyways, if you guys want to see what look I come up with, and if you guys want to know my thoughts on this collection, then just continue watching. So I went ahead and put my hair back, and we are starting off with the You're a Cutie palette, which looks like this. And we're going to start with the color called Angel Face, and I'm going to take that on a pointed tapered crease brush, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that into the crease just so that I have the intensity that I want while still being able to blend it out and also giving me the proper placement. So I'm just going to go ahead and buff that in the crease, going in windshield wiper motions, building up the intensity a little bit at a time. I was very impressed with this color. And then just to make sure that there are no harsh lines, I'm taking a fluffy blending brush in the color With Love and just going right on top of that Angel Face shade and just blending everything out, making sure that it's nice and seamless. And then I'm going to go into the color called Hard Eyes with a Morphe M507, which is a tinier little pointed brush. I'm going to go a little bit lower into the crease and start building up the intensity with this. So with this type of a shape today, we're going to just do a half cut crease. So I'm just going to go ahead and just go back and forth in my crease. I'm not going to wing anything out, just doing windshield wiper motions back and forth. Again, I built up the intensity a little bit at a time. So you always want to start off with a little bit and then work your way up. Going back in with that original crease brush, the pointed taper blending brush from Morphe that I don't know the name of it. And I grabbed a little bit more of the Angel Face shade and just kind of blended it out. The purple shade that we put in the crease. So that way there's no harsh lines, everything's nice and seamless, but you still have the intensity of that Hard Eyes shade. Then I'm taking Hard Eyes again with, I forget which one this one is, but it's similar to the Morphe M224 brush. It's just the Jaclyn Hill one, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that onto the outer V of my eye and connect it into the crease, and this is going to start to create that light cut crease type of a shape. So you could totally just do like this step here and then put like a lid color and you can be done. But I wanted to make it a little bit more defined, so we are going to cut the crease out. So I'm just blending that outer corner again into the crease. I like to do it in this step because I feel like I have more control when I start off in the crease and then do the outer corner. Then taking the blending brush again and making sure that everything blends in together. You can take some of the With Love shade if you need to. And then I'm going to go ahead and jump into the color called Too Hot For You. And I'm going to take that on my Sonia Kashuk angle brush. I'm going to apply that onto my brow bones. And this is just going to make sure that our brow bone is highlighted while also making sure that we don't blend up any of the colors too high. Going back in with the crease brush and just blending things out. I don't grab any additional color whenever I just go and blend things together. It's just to make sure that everything's looking good. You do want to take your time with blending everything out. So then I took some of my concealer. I was going to use this really large concealer brush that I usually use to clean out my eyebrows, but I realized that that was the wrong brush. So I grabbed the Alamar Ojitos eye brush. This is like a flat synthetic brush. I went ahead and patted some onto my lid, and then I kind of blinked a little bit so that it gave me like a guide. And then I went ahead and cut my crease. but I didn't do it all the way, as you guys can see, and I did pat it out and blend it with my finger. Then I'm taking a little bit of the Love Note shade, and I went ahead and just put that right in between where that concealer is and where the hard eyes color is. And then I took a little bit of Kiss Me and put that right on top, just to kind of make sure that everything blends in nicely and to give you more of a seamless transition. And then I'm taking Cutie Pie and I'm applying that more towards the center of my eyelid. And as you guys can kind of see, I kind of do it like in an angle on my eye, because I just feel like it gives you more of that gradient. And then you can go in with your finger if you need to, just to make sure that everything blends in nicely. Then I'm taking some of that Too Hot For You and setting the rest of the concealer in with a Sonia Kashuk brush. And this is a fluffier brush, so it's going to give you more of a wash of color. And you can leave it like this if you'd like to do like that matte into shimmer transition, but I went ahead and took the Super Shock color in Love Me, and I went ahead and used that same brush and just applied it right on top. I was really impressed with how intense this brush made this Super Shock shadow look. It gave you that nice glitter and shimmer while without being overbearing. And then I took some of the hard eyes and a really tiny little pencil brush, and I went back into the crease just to make sure that we kind of redefine the crease shape. It's going to just intensify it more and give you more definition to the eye. Then I went ahead and took some of the Colourpop gel liner. I forgot what color it is, but I know this one is a newer one. And then I went ahead and finished my foundation and everything else. And I'm taking the Prenup Super Shock blush. This is a satin formula. I'm taking this on a Luxie brush. I think this is like a tapered highlighting brush or something like that. And it's synthetic, so I feel like synthetic brushes work best for this, but I really had to like build up the intensity on this because the color was really light. I don't know if maybe I'm using the wrong brush, or maybe I should use a sponge, or maybe my fingers, but I really had to build up that intensity. I was kind of showing you guys what it looks like. I don't know if you can even see it on camera, but in person you could see kind of a wash. I went in probably like 3 or 4 times into the blush, and you can see how vigorous I am trying to like get that color. Don't do that, guys. Anyways, then I'm taking my finger and the Forget Me Not highlighter, and I just kind of press it on the high points of my cheekbone. I use my ring finger so that I have a little bit more of control, and I just kind of go on the, again, highest points of my cheekbones, as well as the center of my nose and the bridge of my nose too, just to kind of give me that nice pretty glow. And then I took that brush that we used to apply the blush with to make sure that the highlighter blends in nicely. Then I'm taking the M507 brush again and Candygram, and I'm just going to go ahead and buff that on my lower lash line. I decided to take this shade because when you buff out like a shimmer, it kind of gives you like this soft, like gradient type of a look. And this is a pretty dark shimmer too, so I feel like it was going to give me that look. I was just really being lazy, to be honest. But yeah, so I'm just blending that out, putting on some mascara. This is the Thrive Cosmetics Lash Extensions, which I didn't even realize how much of a difference it made until I saw those 2 shots. I really like this mascara a lot. Then I'm taking some of the Lippie Stick Primer. I'm applying that onto my lips. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the lip liner in the shade called Shot Clock. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips like I normally do. I just go right around it. I kind of overline them a little bit, but not too much. Mostly on my Cupid's bow because I don't really have one, so I have to re-emphasize that. And then I'm taking the lippy stick in the shade called Aftershock. Again, this is a matte X formula, so it's going to give you that really matte feel or look without feeling dry. And then I'm just going to fix my hair real quick, and this is the finished look. I actually really like how the lip color paired with the eyeshadow. I feel like it looks really pretty, and it's super perfect for Valentine's Day. So that's the look. Alrighty guys, so that is it for the finished look. I'm just gonna say that I'm so impressed with this palette. First of all, not only am I impressed with this eyeshadow palette, but I'm impressed with this shade in particular called Angel Face, which is this pink shade right here. In person, it looks like it's gonna give you like a really white base. I'm gonna show you guys. It's swatched up here. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Okay. So it's right up there, right? I thought it was gonna be like this really white base, kind of like the Norvina one, the Norvina palette one, where it just made the shadow look so ashy. So that's what I was scared of. But when I first put it in the crease, I was like, holy pigment, like this is intense on my skin tone. Like this is this light little baby pink color that is actually showing up on my skin. I will say though that this color does have an eye safety warning, and I'm assuming that it has something to do with the fact that it has a lot of red pigment, which is allowing it to look as intense as it did. Also, the shade Hard Eyes does have an eye safety warning. This wasn't as dark as I thought it was gonna be, but I'm not mad at it. Like, I still really like it a lot. Definitely recommend that if you like pinks, if you like purples, if you like both, pick up this palette. It is worth every single penny. Super Shock Cheek blush and the highlighter. So the highlighter, I always use my finger whenever I apply it. You can kind of see it right there on the tops of my cheekbone. That highlight right there, I did kind of blend it down inwards towards the blush, so it gave me more of a luminous look. I like the Super Shock highlighter. Now the Super Shock cheek, the Super Shock blush, it is a satin formula, so I will say that. This is just a little bit too light for my liking personally. I would have liked something a little deeper. Maybe it was the brush that I used. Maybe I should have used my fingers. Maybe I should use another brush. But this is it right here again, so you guys can see. I would just say if you're deeper skin tone than me, this probably wouldn't work for you. Again, this is Prenup. This is Forget Me Not, the Super Shock highlighter. So then for the rest of the products, the lip liner and the lipstick and the primer, I already talked to you guys about the primer. You guys know I love that. But the lip liner, I was actually impressed with how dark it came out on my lips. And the lipstick, I really, at first when I first applied it, I was like, what the heck is this? But now that it's like kind of settled in, I like it. It's not something that I would reach for on my own. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, let me grab that pinky lipstick. I would have paired this probably with a more purpley like lipstick, or to really bring out the purples in the makeup, or I would have done like a nude lip. Go figure. But I do like it. Again, if you're gonna do like a type of look like this, it is gonna bring out the pinks in your makeup, versus if you do like a purplier lip, it'll bring out more of the purples in the makeup. Every single time that Colourpop comes out with like a collection, I'm like, they just can't get any better. But somehow they managed to do it. Like, the quality is just there, and for the price. So I feel like it's totally worth it. It's definitely worth checking it out. And in case if you didn't know, at Ulta, you can use your coupons on Colourpop, because Colourpop is not a prestigious brand. It is technically a drugstore brand according to Ulta standards, and also where it's located in like the Ulta stores is in the drugstore part. So you can use like your coupons, like, you know how they have sometimes 20% off one product, or it's $10 off whatever, or like $3.50 off $15. Like, you can use those coupons on Colourpop. So definitely check it out. That's pretty much it for this look. Really love how it came out so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did pick up this collection, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Until then.